Let's move on now. Ever wonder where the biggest tech companies in the world set shop? San Francisco, California has long served as the home base for major tech companies, some of which may sound familiar to you, like Amazon, Facebook, Wells Fargo, and Deloitte, employing over 161,000 people. But this is changing now, with new tech hubs emerging around the world, luring in tech investors with grants, tax incentives, and infrastructure. The government of Zanzibar has set out to become the home of Africa Tech, launching its own Silicon Valley dubbed Zanzibar Valley, located in Fumba town. Led by the Zanzibar Ministry of Investment and Economic Development in partnership with major African tech companies, the aim is to relocate tech companies from popular choices like London or Dubai and have them on the continent. The plan is to offer incentives like exemption from corporate tax for 10 years and have companies working in the island's existing free economic zone. It's expected to close over $15 million worth of investments over the next decade. Wasoko, an African e-commerce company, is the first to invest in Zanzibar Valley, launching an innovation hub. I asked its CEO and founder, Daniel Yu, what made the island a more preferable destination for this kind of investment.
Zanzibar really has everything that a thriving tech ecosystem requires to become a regional hub for technology across the continent. So specifically, the benefits in terms of being able to bring in talent from across the continent, as well as the financial incentives to really make long-term investments for the benefit of both Zanzibar as well as the continent overall.
And what role do private sector players such as yourselves play in shaping up the policies?
We are working very closely with the government and the Ministry of Investment and Economic Development to develop exactly those policies that are going to make the most open and conducive environment for building and scaling tech companies across Africa.
What kind of policies do you think are needed?
I think the most important policies are those that enable the private sector to take the lead in operating and making investments for the benefit of the wider society. So, for example, one of the current legislative opportunities that we've identified is being able to open up the fiber optic cable network that's currently in Zanzibar to be privately operated, to allow for large companies like Facebook and Google that are currently investing in building fiber cables around the continent to be able to potentially come into Zanzibar and even operate those directly.
How do you think this is going to transform the participation of local talent in developing solutions that are really African-based and are solutions that will work for the continent?
I think one of the most exciting parts about Silicon Zanzibar is the opportunity to build a world-class hub where tech for Africa can actually be built in Africa. Too often before, we've seen African tech companies relocate or open their offices in Dubai or even London.
Do you think that this will take Africa to the next level where we'll be able to compete with, say, the Silicon Valley?
I don't think that what we're looking to do is simply copy and paste what you see in Silicon Valley. Obviously, what works in the American tech ecosystem won't necessarily work in the African tech ecosystem, but I think we have the potential to build up something with the same significance and transformative economic impact